Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The video y'all have finally been waiting for. Round of applause. My revert story and why I reverted to Islam. So first we need to go all the way to the beginning. So when I was a kid, I should probably start off, my dad's Christian and my mom is Catholic. When I was growing up, my dad would bring us, me and my siblings, with him to the Christian church. And so when I was inside the Christian church, I did not feel that connection with Allah, did not feel that connection with God. And everything just kind of didn't make sense, honestly. It just didn't feel like where I was supposed to be. And with the Catholic Church, I'd only been a few times, but honestly, it was just too complicated with all of the saints, I think they're called. I can't remember correctly. And the first time I ever came across Islam was probably through the propaganda. I remember 9/11, seeing on the TVs in school just about the Twin Towers, and honestly it just made no sense. It just kind of made it seem like the United States was trying to make us hate Muslims, and so that just kind of like, I was like, it seems like something's off here. And so then once I started learning about all the things going on, especially with Palestine is honestly the main reason that I reverted. When you are being bombed and shot at, and yet you are being so faithful to God, knowing that God is going to bring justice not only to you but to those that did wrong to you, that was honestly just the most inspirational thing to me, seeing that they were going through everything but yet they were still being faithful to Allah. And I saw that and I wanted to be at that level. And I knew that I believed in God. Honestly, this whole time I was Muslim. If you don't know what being Muslim honestly means just being a servant of God, meaning that you believe in one God and you worship that one God alone. A lot of people don't really understand that definition, but then once they realize it, they're like, wow, like maybe I was Muslim this whole time. And honestly, before I reverted, before I took my Shahada, I didn't realize that I was Muslim the whole time. And that pretty much led me to want to start reading the Quran, see what was going on in Palestine. I remember this one boy, his name was Shaban. He was burned alive. He was the one that was tied to the ivy. And I remember hearing that he memorized the whole Quran, and I was like, you know what, I want to start reading the Quran. So then I did. Back earlier this year, honestly, it had been a while since that story happened. So I started reading the Quran, and then I learned about the Shahada, and I was like, I need to take my Shahada. And a lot of the values that I already had were already in Islam, and so that just made the whole process even easier. And Islam is just so simple, just believing in one God and worshiping that God alone. And so this year I took my Shahada in April, and Alhamdulillah, everything has been great. Met so many great people, and everybody's just so welcoming. And if you want to look into Islam, I definitely recommend it. A lot of people don't realize, like I said before, being Muslim is just believing in God, worshiping that one God. And the truth is, more people would be Muslim if more people knew about Islam and they weren't misled by a lot of the propaganda that the United States is putting out. And that's my reverse story. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.